I wasn't going to reel in, I was going to wait until I got home. But with what's just happened to Julian Assange is a whistleblower. Look what's happened to whistleblowers in the UK. Look what's happened to whistleblowers everywhere. Whistleblowers need somewhere. So anyone out there with information, with factual information, with credible information, with leaks, with paperwork, with documents, with any information that they wish to expose on corruption, to expose things that are going on within the system, to expose against people. Nick Clegg, maybe, head of communications of Facebook. Anyone from Twitter. Hey, even Nigel Farage. Don't want to say Nigel Farage. I've got to get onto this. I was going to keep my mouth shut about it, but I can't. I'm watching this morning, and I saw that Hope Not Hate have said that they're going to come out strongly in the European elections against UKIP, of course, and against myself if I decided to stand. But they're going to give a free pass to the Brexit Party. If it doesn't tell you what you need to know already, Nigel Farage got us to the point of a referendum. Well done, Nigel. Thank you, yeah? And then he abandoned it. He abandoned it, and he focused on his media career and making money. Fair enough. That's what he focused on. And then, when they're going to betray Brexit, then he comes back to completely split the vote. Nigel's never spoken about issues that affect working class communities. Yeah, he's been strong on the European Union, but he got us to a point and then he abandoned it. And he abandoned it so much so that the only people he allowed to become in charge, or he put in charge of UKIP, were people that he knew would fail. He didn't want a growing resistance party. He didn't want it. And in fact, he didn't just not want it. He done everything he could to stop it. Look what he did to Anne-Marie Waters. And Anne-Marie, if you're watching this, babe, I love you. Wherever Anne-Marie is standing in her election, people should support her. She's amazing. She's a very strong lady on all of the issues. He tried to destroy her, or the party did within UKIP. Now, what he done was he put Henry Bolt in him, who he knew would fail. Why? What's his reasoning for that? They didn't want a strong party. When you then see the opportunity with since Gerard Batten's leadership, I believe they've gone from 17,000 since they aligned, or since they currently started working with myself, and since Gerard started reaching out to I'd say the general working class and the public in this country, they went from 17,000 to 28,000. Then we have an emerging resistance party, a populist party growing. Nigel Farage comes back into politics, completely divide the vote and split the vote to tell you he represents you. Now, it's frustrating for me because it's clear evidence Hope Not Hate are not working against him. They're not going to tackle Nigel Farage, they're going to tackle UKIP and myself. There's the evidence in yourself. Nigel is the establishment. Nigel is a city banker, a toff, who looks down upon his nose upon working class people like you. That's the reality, and I know that's hard to take, because it was hard for me to take, because I admired Nigel's fight, but then he exposed himself with his classism, and by watching who he put in charge of UKIP, it was very clear he wanted it to fail, and I thought he wanted it to fail because he wanted to be known as Nigel Farage. He was UKIP. Now he's not, because UKIP's continued to grow and fight under Gerard Batten's leadership. And then from that, sorry, there's a big peacock in front of me, yeah? I'll have a look here. So, he's decided to try and destroy UKIP. And then he comes out right at the last minute. And he hasn't set up a political party, he's set up a Brexit party. A Brexit party that would enable him and his friends, who are all ex-Tories, to milk the gravy train a bit longer of the European Union and divide and split the vote. Now, the only reason why I haven't yet announced that I would be standing as MEP is because it's a difficult position, because I wanted one party as a populist revolutionary party. That's what I think this country needs, a real party that will speak on the issues and the truths that affect you in your community. Nigel won't do that. Nigel's never been in a working class community after 6 p.m. He stood and had his photo taken for a couple of beers. He's never been there, he doesn't understand it, yeah? And he doesn't care either, to be honest. He does not care. And most of his comments that he gives are degrading towards tattooed to their head working class people, racist thugs, because they have an opinion about Islam, Islamophobia. He actually pushes the Islamophobia term. Unbelievable. But anyway, I don't want to get on a rant about him. I want to get on a rant more about, or ask you if people have information, come forward. The email address is www.tommy.robinson@tutanata.com. I'll include it in this. It's just an opportunity for people to expose. I was going to wait till I got home to do this, but I thought with what happened with Julian Assange, with what I'm watching, this Brexit party flying, we're launching today, we're representing you. No, you're the establishment. You're the establishment, you're a complete decoy and you're absolutely splitting the vote. And that's what your purpose is, that's what you're doing. You're going to be successful in doing it, I believe. I believe that if UKIP is standing in your area, you've got to go out and vote for them. UKIP are not the establishment, that's very clear and evident. Look at the attacks. Is Nigel Farage come under attack anymore? Would Nigel Farage be Sir Nigel Farage after this? I'm disappointed in a lot of things, man. I'm disappointed that I think that UKIP need to really grasp it, that if you want to electrify the working class, you know, the 30% of people that don't vote, the people who've never felt the need to vote, you need to show you represent them. You need to show you're willing to not be pander. You've seen Nigel Farage completely pander to political correctness. Gerard Batten doesn't. He's a very strong leader. I have utmost respect for him. I just wish they'd pulled their finger out and just not worry about what the media say, not worry about what a few people say, and revolutionise the working class community of this country. Show them that you're the party for them. Show them that it's worth getting up and voting for them. That's what I wish would happen. And I think that the only way you're going to do that, you're going to miss the opportunity. The only way you're going to do that is to have myself stand for you. That's I'm just saying how it is. That's how it is. Anyway, any information, any whistleblowers out there, give me the paperwork, give me the weapon, and I'll use it.